Hey Jeep fam, welcome back to another one. This is your Tuesday update. This is going to be pretty quick video. We are actually going to be taking you guys out on a little ride. As you can see, we're out on one of the trails in Manistee National Forest. This is 5 minutes from the house. So we're going to have you guys join us at the end of this video on a little ride through some of the trails. So basically, tomorrow we are heading down to Kalamazoo to a scrapyard down there that has parts that you can purchase. I found the Wrangler needs a transmission. Third gear has been going into third gear for years. Reverse the same way. It's been happening for years. When it's cold, you don't have reverse. I don't know why. You just don't. It just won't go into reverse. It'll pop out if it does make it in there. And right now, I believe the rear main is leaking as well, along with the slave cylinder for the clutch. So the clutch bleeds down. The rear main leaking causes oil onto the friction disc of the clutch. So I have a new clutch that arrived the other day, and we're going down to Kalamazoo to pick up the transmission and transfer case because that's making a little bit of noise. It's factory from 2013, and I beat the living daylights out of this thing for years, so it's definitely in need of one. Other than that, it's going into the shop on the 9th, and hopefully we'll have it finished and back up on the 13th. Hopefully we'll have it done on the 11th would be great, because that'll give me a lot of time. But this is also going to be an unboxing because we got something in the mail today, and we got mosquitoes everywhere. But my clock spring broke on the Wrangler, and unfortunately, clock spring and brake. Went to the dealership. They said, hey, yeah, clock spring is on back order, $495. Said, okay, when can you get it? Oh, well, we don't really know. It's indefinite back order. Said, okay. Well, now I got to figure something out, because none of my controls on my steering wheel work, which doesn't matter because cruise control, which is on the steering wheel, I don't have cruise control anymore because I don't have ABS, so all my lights are on the dash anyways. And with the radio controls, I can just reach up, change the radio if I want. So $495 for a clock spring. And then I have to have labor to put it in, because I don't want to put it in because there's an airbag on that factory one. That freaks me out. So, no. But I went the other route. Actually, basically the same cost. We got a package from PRP. And we're going to open this bad boy because there is a sick little surprise in here from the guys over at PRP. And I haven't even opened it yet. So this is a full unboxing for the both of us. Here's a bracket that I ordered. It's a dual push-to-talk system. So you'll have a button if you have like rugged radios and stuff. You put a button in here, you push it, and then you can broadcast through your radio system to other Jeeps in your crew or stuff like that. And then on this side, you can do another one that'll just, like if you're racing, it'll do directly to your pit crew. But for me, I'm doing one push-to-talk so I can talk to other people in our group. And then this one is going to be for my horn, because the clock spring also controls my horn, which I have train horns because I run air lockers, so I have an air tank, so why not have air horns? And unfortunately, I can't use that factory horn because it's controlled by the clock spring. So that sucks. But PRP sends some awesome decals as well. But this is what we're here for. Right there, folks. PRP Shreddy Edition. brand new, fresh out the box. As soon as I cut this tape. Oh, that's so sick. Heck yeah. Oh, it's got zip tie in the back. It's probably smart so it doesn't fall out. Oh, if I get the knife in there. There we go. So, this is the brand new steering wheel for the Jeep. Heck yeah! That is sweet! And as you can tell, it will match. This is freaking awesome. This is a Shreddy edition. If you guys don't know who Shreddy is, you guys need to go follow him. He does some wild stuff. He was actually the guy that had the long travel buggy that went through downtown, I believe, San Francisco, and was bombing through stuff. It was a long travel, I think it was a Beetle actually, and he was bombing through stuff, and he got in a lot of trouble for it. But you'll have to watch that video and just check it out. But you can search it on YouTube. But this is a suede, water resistant suede, and that is awesome. Here's the back side. And then here is the cover that goes right there. That's going to be sick. Wasn't really a fan of the purple and stuff. You can see it on this side of like the purple and the pink, because obviously like the stitching is purple and stuff. Because obviously it doesn't really match the Jeep, but the blue does, and it's just a signature series type thing where it's like, oh yeah, instead of a plain one, I got a signature series, which is a little bit more, but it's pretty sweet. So that is definitely something I am pumped to have on here, because it is going to be much needed once the PRP seats actually get in and they get put into the Jeep, because they have really high side bolsters. So to make it easier for us to get in and out, at least for me, it'll be nice to be able to take the steering wheel off. Which, speaking of that, taking the steering wheel off, I ordered a quick disconnect from GenRight Off-Road that it should hopefully, I was hoping it would be here today, as well as the PRP steering wheel, but unfortunately, I think it'll probably arrive sometime this upcoming week. So if it arrives, go check out our Instagram. It will actually be on our Instagram. I'll take a picture and I'll post it on there, and it'll allow me to remove the steering wheel and then get over top of that bolster instead of trying to fit my leg through in between the steering wheel and the bolster, and then also when I would get in as well. But that being said, let's get on these trails. So I'm gonna hop in the Jeep and we're gonna head down the trail, and I'll keep recording, so that way it's not gonna be a 5-minute little short like they normally are, but it's gonna be a little bit longer. So let's get on these trails. There you go, guys. I don't know if you can see him, but there's a porcupine running over there. Alright guys, this is one of the trails that we go down. We literally ride these trails every single night, basically, and it's mainly to see who's all out camping and what rigs come into town, because this is a kind of a pretty big camping area right out here in Manistee National Forest, and we like just to see what kind of rigs are out and what kind of rigs come into town and such. As you can hear, Carl's loves trail riding. He actually falls asleep most of the time. because it's late at night when we come through and we flick all the lights on and check stuff out. And this is all in two-wheel drive. There's literally absolutely no reason for four-wheel drive out here right now. A couple of years ago, we used four-wheel drive all the time through here because it was always flooded and there was mud, and when it gets muddy out here, it gets soupy and it's just like a bottomless pit, because being so close to Lake Michigan, it's basically always a real sandy bottom. So when it turns into mud and you get past that mud, you get into the sand and you just, it's like quicksand. You just sink down all the time. But I figured we'd do this little video for you guys to let you guys see kind of where we are up in Michigan and what we literally trail ride every single day. And normally we don't film this because it's not, for us, it's not nothing really exciting. Like, yeah, we see animals and deer and like earlier porcupines. Yeah, that porcupine we named Spike. We see him all the time. He actually has a little house not too far away from there, and we see him literally every single night. It's over by the boat launch, and it's pretty cool. And then we see turkeys and obviously a million squirrels and such. But this is actually one of the trails that not a lot of campers come down. We actually came down this trail going the opposite direction. When was that? Last week? Or no, it was 2 nights ago. And there was actually 2 people heading down the trail, so we actually got in behind them and we're coming through the trail behind them. And it was a stock Gladiator and I think a Toyota 4Runner. And then as we were coming down the trail, we actually came upon someone's campsite, which is pretty cool because not a lot of people come down here, because as you can see, it's kind of difficult to get to. Sorry about the camera moving around. I'm basically idling on through here because I definitely don't want to smack the Jeep off of a tree, at least not just yet. Now would be the best time to do it because obviously it's going to the dealership to get work done. And the reason it's going to the dealership to get everything done to it with the transmission and transfer case and the clutch, it's just to keep my warranty, because that way certified professional shop put everything in, so there's less chance I would get denied of a warranty claim later on in case I had to. So that's the only reason that the dealership's doing it. I definitely do not want to have the dealership do it because I don't want to pay that outrageous labor cost. So just gotta suck it up, and hopefully I won't have to use a warranty claim, but in case I do, I will be 100% covered. So, but as you can see, it's definitely very wooded. This is Forest Trail off of Morton, and the Forest Trail that goes up to Federal Park. So it's on Forest Trail Road and Morton Road, and then after that you'll have a bunch of trails that lead into the woods. You have a few before that, but once you get out here, it's like all this is public land. There are parts where you get out to the Nordhaus Dunes. You are not allowed to drive out there or camp out there. Obviously it's a protected area because of the native fauna and some of the animals that are out there. It gives them kind of just gives them a sanctuary, knowing, like, hey, I don't have to be worried over here because I'm not going to be pressured from hunting or trapping or anything like that. But over here, you can hunt, you can trap, do whatever you want over here, trail ride, camp. This is all dispersed camping. You just need a form that's free that you can print off, and you just hang in your campsite area just in case Forest Service or DNR comes driving through. You can show them the form that you are good to go, and they'll tell you basically, you know, have a good day, stay safe, and keep an eye out for bears and mountain lions. And usually the main thing, don't set the forest on fire. That's usually a solid. They're pretty happy if you don't do that. And I'm honestly surprised, because usually right here, there's usually someone camping in this little dugout area. Right here, there's usually someone camping, and they usually park over on this side, and they're usually sitting right there and camping. But it is the start of the week, so they might make camp there later on this week. So who knows, we may come to the trails later this week and there might be someone there as well. And because that's going to be very bouncy, I'm going to go up over on this side and turn back, so that way I don't have to worry about the camera bouncing all over the place for you guys. Because on the other ridge right here, there's a bunch of little drop-offs and dips and stuff, so didn't really want to go over there and have the camera bouncing all over the place. As you can see, we're coming up on someone's campsite right up here, and it's actually off onto one side, and the trail is supposed to be kept clear, which it is, which is, you know, a lot of people are really good about it. They stay off the main trail so that way people can drive through. But as you can see, it looks like a Pontiac Grand Prix, and they're out here, so they can get out here just fine and go camping and enjoy the wilderness. So that's pretty cool. So that kind of just goes to show that the Wrangler right now with 40s and custom suspension is kind of a overkill situation for out here. But it does make it a lot easier. And sitting up so high, you can really see over the ridges and be able to see animals that you usually wouldn't be able to see if you're sitting low to the ground. Which we actually did before we got the Wrangler done and we got it back. We would come out here with the Jeep Liberty, and we would drive these trails every single night with a Jeep Liberty, and that's usually how Carl ended up falling asleep, is just driving through trails. For these blind hills like this, I plan on getting a camera for the front, the rear, and both sides. And the one on the front, I'm going to point it at the ground. So that way, when I come up over a blind hill like that, I can look at the camera screen and see exactly what's directly in front of me, because I won't be able to see over the top of the hood. So that way it is a lot easier for us to do blind hills like that. So in case the trail just immediately cuts off to one side, left or right, I'll know because I can see it on the camera. Or if someone went over before me and I go over top of the hill and they're not clear yet, I'll be able to see and I can stop so we don't get into an accident on the trail. Especially, and that's big, especially if you don't have a spotter. Like, we're out here right now by ourselves and we don't have a spotter, so if someone's coming the opposite direction, it's kind of difficult to see. But what's nice out here is you can generally see parts of the trail pretty far distance off, and you can judge if someone's coming or not. But as you can see, there's another camp right here. Looks like someone went down there. Not supposed to go down there. Interesting. That's another thing, guys. If you come out here, stay on the trails. Don't try to make your own just because you think you can make it, or you know you can make it. Like, the Forest Service is no joke around here. If they see you doing it, you will get a ticket and they'll more than likely ask you to leave. But not just that, this is all public land. This is just as much my land as it is your land, as it is the Mrs. land, as it is baby Carl's land. You know, we all got to take care of it and respect it, and if you don't, the Forest Service and the DNR will close it just to make sure that it lasts for generations past us, so that my kids can enjoy it and their kids can enjoy it. There's a big saying that goes with a lot of off-roaders around the country, and it's a big thing with a company. It's a non-profit out in the California area, and their saying is, you know, tread lightly, because you really need to lately, because of the simple fact of there's a lot of trail systems all over the country that are just being closed down because people aren't respecting the trails, and they're trashing them and leaving trash on there, and, you know, broken parts. And like, if you ever go up to Drummond Island, you know, you can find, you know, just about every part you need to build a frickin' Jeep just sitting alongside the trail. So that's really unfortunate. Like, I get stuff breaks, but, you know, if you get it fixed, try to take what you broke off the trail, especially plastic pieces. Like, I find more plastic pieces on the trails, like inner fenders and bumper pieces, whole bumpers of all kinds of vehicles, not just Jeeps, there's all kinds of vehicles, and they just leave them there. They rip it off and just leave it. Blind hill, but I could see the trail ahead of us, just not directly in front of us, so that's all right. All right, guys, this is getting a little bit longer than what I wanted to do. Regardless, even though I wanted to definitely take you guys out on the trail and show, you know, we don't just drive to Walmart and Captain Chuck's all the time. So this is part of the Manistee National Forest. Everyone is welcome to come out here. It's all public land. If you do come out, definitely try to hit us up if we're in the area. We'll definitely come meet up with you guys. We'll take you around, show you some trails. If you guys are into fishing and hunting and stuff, we'll be down to go do that as well. But if you guys head over to our Instagram, it's Jeep Fam Overland on Instagram. If you head over there, you'll be able to keep more up to date with us on what we're doing. We'll be posting pictures quite frequently about everything that we're doing that you guys have to wait to see here on YouTube. So with that being said, you guys have a good night. Get out on the trails and go see what you can find.